Hey folks, Eric from Another Voice with Eric and Friends, and enjoying the beautiful weather here in downtown Greenville. But it's Inauguration Day. It's kind of winding down. It looks like the inaugural balls will be happening across DC. But before we go any further, there's something else that's happened in DC that I just want to address. Hundreds of thousands of people came to DC, some to support Donald Trump, some to enjoy the inauguration, and thousands who were upset and disappointed and fearful, who decided to express their voice. They made signs, they chanted, they sang, and let the president and others know this. We don't approve of this. This is a problem. There are things we're worried about, and I applaud them. Unfortunately, there are a small number of people, couple hundred people, who have allowed their anger and frustration to turn into bad actions, damaging property, destroying cars, throwing things at the police, who were doing nothing other than standing there to prevent further violence. I think about 95 people have been arrested. And I'm going to say right now that, in my opinion, allowing your anger to control your actions and devolving into destruction and violence is not helpful, and it's wrong. You're not going to stop the president from being the president. You're not going to change him from doing what you don't want him to do. And you're not going to influence the Congress, who can be a check on the president, by destroying property or attacking the police. So I urge you to take that anger and that frustration and turn it into positive action through being in your senator and representatives' face with why things need to change, or what specifically needs to change. Calling, writing, and you're in DC right now. Talk to your representatives. Now it's the weekend, so they're probably going to head out of town, but you have that opportunity. That aside, I want to just briefly talk about the inauguration today. And as I said on our show, this last episode, to me the inauguration is less about an individual person and more about the peaceful transfer of power that has happened since this country founded. And before you say, well, we've not had such problems before, go back and look at your history. There have been many, many changes in administrations that have been controversial, that have been concerned about fraud, or was there cheating going on, and our country has made it through. That doesn't mean I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I don't support a number of the issues that the president would like to do. But our country is built on this idea that we can peacefully transfer power and then we can make things work. And so the inauguration, to me, that's what it's about. And I have to say, I think the president gave a good speech. I think it's one we've heard before. I think he was laying out not so much the specifics of what he's going to do, but more about the general philosophy he has approaching this job, and the idea of America first and populism and nationalism. And you can agree or disagree with his points, but I think he did a good job with his speech. I was a little concerned in the beginning because it seemed to be a little bit more negative than I approve of, but it was turned positive toward the end. I think that, one of the most poignant aspects of the inaugural day, each time I see this, and it goes back to my point about what the inauguration is about, is after the swearing in, when the incoming president and the outgoing president go out the Capitol, and the incoming president escorts the outgoing president to Marine One, or what is called something else since the president won't be on it, and escorts the outgoing president to the helicopter, which takes them to the airport, Andrews Air Force Base, and then takes them out of DC. That peaceful, calm exchange of power. And this is when you have a diametrically opposed views of how government should act and what's going to happen. But that, to me, is one of the most poignant things. So I think the inauguration went well. I am looking forward to seeing what President Trump is going to do and what we can do to make sure that everyone's protected and that we make America great again. Now, I think we're great now. I guess I would say it like previous presidents have: our best days are ahead. Whether you want to say make America great again, or continue to make America great, or let's continue to move forward. All right, folks, we'll talk more about this on our show. But until we get together again, get out in your community and make a difference.